can't have experience, right? Or somebody that just gets a script from AI can't really connect. I mean, they can try if they're a good actor, but like, it's your stories, it's your trauma, it's the stuff you've been through that connects. So the insight is real stories and personal experience help your content stand out from just AI generated or surface level content. Really, I think in 2025, we're going to see a couple trends. One, content is becoming more shallow and more surface level. But two, those who go deep are going to win. And so, how can you include in your next video these 4 elements? Experience. When did you live that point? Have you made mistakes in that area? How did you learn that? Like when people, this is what people want to see. Anybody can pump out like a product review, but not anybody can pump out, I actually tried the product and I did experiments with it for 2 weeks and then I made some mistakes for the 3rd week and then I tested it and it broke on the 4th week. Anybody can just regurgitate the bullet points on an Amazon listing page. Experience, like you actually had the experience with it. Second, expertise. This speaks to having some real depth, doing something for a while, not just starting a YouTube. I mean, you can start a YouTube channel, I think, if you're 1 or 2 steps ahead of other people. But there's something about having expertise and compounding your expertise and actually getting good and actually getting some months under your belt and then some years under your belt. Authoritativeness. How can you include authoritativeness in your video? And this might be just earlier on I said about server play buttons and the goal play buttons.
Turn it down. Stop clapping.
They're doing video
Or I'll kick you out.
22 years now. I started video with my church in 2003. So 22 years ago, a little bit of experience, some expertise in that, some authority about some results and some silver play buttons or whatever, and then trustworthiness. And this is going to speak to, of course, the quality of the information you present, if it gets results for people or not, or if it works, if it's funny or if it's educational, they apply it and it generates results for people. But then trustworthiness over time as well. So I think this number 1 point is not just backed up by the study, but we're seeing.
Not turn it down enough. I have to scrape the talk. Turn it down.
That kind of ties into share personal stories behind the teaching points, because real experience.
I want to elaborate on what you're saying.
Experience woven
So
into
turn it down.
videos is gonna
Okay,
be a
perfect.
fundamental key to success.
When you're ready. Let me get ready. I'll get it.
We'll try to turn Eric Fabian straight, yeah? Yeah?
What? What's up?
And grow your YouTube channel in 2025. Whether you're an entrepreneur, business owner, or somebody ready to grow their personal brand, this channel,
Oh my god.
Roadmap to Success. To register, just go to
Turn it down.
Right.
Fuck me dead.
Because you're far away, you know how to hear it.
How do you get your
You know how to hear it. Oh. Holy shit. I think he's getting, and you're getting his book. So that means he's crazy serious or something.
completely for free? And you can start.
Oh, that's your notebook, okay.
You're going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Just calm the fuck down, fuck down, fuck down. Stop clapping, clapping. Stop it.
Or click the link in the show notes.
Alright, just get
Do you have a, let me give you a mouse pad.
It's gonna get 10 minutes more, man.
I said, let me get you a mouse pad. So stop using the mouse on the fucking glass.
Yeah?
Use this.
Thank you.
The insight is showing how you
Good.
build something
Much better,
with
yeah.
more credibility than simply stating facts. It also just generally makes things more interesting because we want to see the process and the journey and the study facts this up. And I think a great example of this at a higher level is Mark Rober. He's got a super cool YouTube channel. He's done a lot of things where he sort of surprises and scams the scammer. And he's done some videos where he had these squirrel obstacle courses. Those are my favorite ones. And oftentimes he shows the prototypes, he shows the failed attempt, and he shows the process. It'd be one thing to just show the final squirrel obstacle course and do it, but he really moves you in along the journey. And so here's some thoughts on how you can apply this one. You can include segments showing your research process, showing your notes, showing how you figure something out. Again, if maybe you had a fitness channel, it's kind of a good example. There's something about seeing the journey and the transformation and the process and the failure along the way as you document your journey and show the ups and downs, as opposed to just, I did the workouts and here's the final result. Like, okay, cool. Show me the ups and downs, the pain, the good and the bad. Show me the failed attempts and the prototypes and the things that you learned. Bottom line is that viewers can trust creators who demonstrate how they gain their knowledge, not just showing off the knowledge that they gain. All right, next insight. Create multi-part content that rewards regular viewers. Here's the stat. Series viewers show 14% higher engagement than video watchers. The insight is connected content builds stronger viewer loyalty than standalone
and calm down.
videos. So ask yourself this question. Not just what video should I make next, but what series should I make next? There are a lot of creators out there that understand the power of not just creating standalone videos, but creating series. I think of Matt Diavella. He usually will, take a topic and go pretty deep in it, sometimes not just doing kind of a mini documentary, but extending it over a multi-part series, which leaves you hanging and wanting more. My attempt to apply this point was realizing how many insights are in this report that are directly applicable to your next video. So I thought, rather than share all 15 in one episode, how about I do about 5 per episode? And that's what we're doing here. So subscribe for the rest of the episodes in this very series. Trying to practice what I'm learning from the report. Next, be real about your mistakes and your learning moments. Here's the stat. Brain scans show 63% stronger viewer connection during moments of vulnerability. Here's the insight. Sharing struggles builds more trust than only showing successes. And so you can see that some of these are stacking, but I think there's some nuance to this. The key word here being vulnerability. I heard it said once that people need to hear about your struggle before they connect with your success. And in a lot of the entrepreneurs that I've coached, I found that they struggle with this one. I think the myth is, people want to know that I overcame the problem.
Okay.
I know that I solved it. Look at me now.
Sit down when you're ready.
Now, and I'm kind of.
Sit down when you're
It's not
ready.
like they're doing it from a prideful or arrogant place. They are
Oh, he's here. He's here.
powerful.
Is
My
he fake?
passion is going to connect with people. The
Hello?
truth is, it actually, if you miss this piece, it can actually be a block to connection with people. And it's not that you don't want to.
Did you try to scam us?
Hey. Sorry, reception not good.
Somebody who's trying to scam us?
Yeah.
The fact that people connect with your struggle.
Yeah, can you hear me?
No.
Hello?
Connect with yours.
Wait, I'm gonna go outside. Just a second, mate. I'm gonna go
So
outside.
it takes it deeper to say, it's not about telling a story, but
I'm not old to be a
about
part.
genuine challenge. Where have you failed? Where have you stumbled?
Shit, I know. It's our car park, those 2 spots. Just park in front of our 2 cars. Just park in front of them on the side. I'll show you. I'll come. Are you there now? I'll come now and show you. Alright, I'll pay you 2 minutes. Alright, he's here.
And be intentional about remembering the path ahead that you walk. Be full of failure, mistakes, and scrapes, and scars. I think that I hold the record for making the most mistakes that are leading you to failure. I'm posting enough videos with enough ads. And so the application of this is considering your next video not just sharing stories to illustrate your point, not just sharing successes, but also sharing your struggles. And I did receive one final piece of advice on this that I think is invaluable, and it's this. Share your scars, don't share your open wounds. Because when we think about vulnerability, I think that it can at times be a mistake to be vulnerable about something that is not healed yet, or at least somewhat in scar form, but it's literally a gushing wound. It's super sensitive. We haven't fully processed it, and it just might not be the right time to vomit that into a YouTube video or all over social media. Just something to consider, that there's maybe certain stories that are appropriate for vulnerability and going to be helpful to others, and maybe others where if you just bleed on people and it's maybe a little bit toxic, hey, it's your channel, it's your content, but that advice has served me well. I think that all stories maybe can eventually be shared, but some maybe should be kept a little bit private until they've healed up a little bit more. Next insight, emotional connection beats video quality. Here's the stat, 97%, it's a wild number. Basically everybody, 97% of viewers prioritize emotional connection, while less than 1% care only about technical quality. Now, you might be new here, but if you know me for a while, I started a big media channel, right? So I love cameras, I love lenses, I love gear. I got all this gear behind me. Listen, I'm all about that camera quality, that technical quality. I'm here for it. But here's what the data says. Only 1% of viewers, like, that's what matters to them. Only 1% care about the technical aspects of the video, but 97% care about the emotional aspects. That's interesting because it makes me wonder, it's like, how much money have you invested in cameras or tech or lighting or plan to invest? And how much money have you invested in therapy, books, storytelling?
They told you
so. Like, how tapped in are you to not just your emotions, but sharing? Right? It's the emotional connection that really matters. The insight is viewers stay for authentic connection, not for production value. And I actually have a bunch of questions you can ask before hitting record to get into the right mindset and to get into the right, if you will, vibe for filming based on this point. Because developing your message more, developing your content more, and even emotional hooks is going to be better than tweaking the technical details.
Alright,
So here's like
turn it
5
down.
questions
You know, down
to
is-
ask before
you
you
know,
hit
turning
record.
things
Number
down,
1, what's the core emotion
It's too
I
loud,
want
I have to
viewers
talk. I don't wanna have
feel
to scream.
when
Turn
watching
it
this
down.
video? Is it inspiration,
I'm not like anyone, I'm like myself.
curiosity,
It's my mom like
comfort, a sense of community? Number 2, how does my experience
How am I
connect
gonna
to
talk?
the viewers? Even if your topic is technical, find the human element and not just
Turn it
that
down.
phrase.
You know,
talked
turn it
about,
down.
like, I used to struggle with this.
Okay,
too.
keep it at that, at least.
You know, I think back, I remember when I was starting and some of the emotions I felt and some of the overwhelm I felt. You also can share your why. Why does this matter? Not just what are the facts and the details, but the why behind it. Why are you passionate about this? Why do you care? Number 3, where can I inject vulnerability? This doesn't mean oversharing, but being genuine about your challenges. Did you make mistakes learning this? Did you have doubts? This builds trust, shows you're not the perfect expert. Number 4, how can I make this feel more like a conversation? So even though YouTube videos are solo, there's things you can do that better pull viewers in that can lead to that vulnerability and connection. You can use language like we. You can ask questions. And obviously that person's not there to respond, except maybe you're watching the YouTube version and they can reply in the comments, which is really cool about the fact that YouTube is a two-way conversation. But you might anticipate thoughts. And, you know, what you might be thinking next, and like, that is what I'm thinking. And so it's kind of an art form and a skill to develop. But imagine you're explaining it to a friend. And I think it's just something to practice, but I do know that some creators have kind of a freaky tone to it, where it doesn't feel like I'm being included in the conversation, versus others kind of have this two-way conversation going. And so maybe consider number 5. What's the takeaway beyond the information? So when you're planning your video, ask this question: how will this video leave the viewer feeling empowered? Is it a new skill? Is it a shift in mindset? Is it a sense of belonging? What do you want the viewer to feel, especially once the video completes? This is the so what that makes them care. being thoughtful that like, this is leading to something, that there is a aha moment, there's a so what to this. And there's an interesting concept called the epiphany bridge. And it's actually thinking about when crafting content that there's like a problem or an obstacle, and then there is a story, and the point of the story is to have a moral of the story that leads to an epiphany. And then as a result, the story helps someone overcome a limiting belief, overcome that obstacle, and arrive at a new destination. I hope that you experienced that multiple times in this podcast. That's like maybe I thought it was too late to start YouTube. And then I'll share with you a story about creators that are starting in the last 6 months, and they are starting new channels and having success. And that might be an epiphany that like it's not too late to start on YouTube. And so there's an aha moment, there's a takeaway. That's that are happening.
Huh?
You just structuring your video.
Speak up, man. Speak up.
What's the takeaway behind this information? And how am I going to get people
Fucking
there?
hell.
A lot of the
How many
tools
times
Is that your brother?
Speak up.
Is that your brother?
What epiphanies could I create on the journey?
What brother?
Along the way?
The brother, the middle guy.
I'll share with you, but I just want to give you a heads up that if you have not heard our next free 5-day YouTube challenge is coming up
don't know
soon.
what the
We're
fuck you're on
already happening right now. You can check it out at 218challenge.com. Whether you jump in partway through or whether you just register for the waiting list for the next one, our free YouTube challenges.
Actually, I tried to
people
get my brother to
it's all about how to
come
get
with
your
me
first or
today.
next
No, I mean-
1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The fundamentals of how to build.
talking about
a site
something
and go
else.
Full-time on YouTube. And we do a lot of giveaways.
Yeah, just
of
inject
software,
testosterone in
gear, tech, tools that will help you create
How many
content.
grams a day?
And every single day we learn something, and every single day we have application. We are challenged to do something. The reason it's called a 5-day challenge
Is that okay?
is because it's going to be challenging you to define your niche and your topic better, or for the first time.
Yeah.
Challenging you to come up with better video ideas, structure and outline those videos, and even film a video. So whether you're already started on YouTube and maybe you're feeling stuck, or whether you've been on the fence and you're like, now's my time, 2025 is my year, go to 218challenge.com to register for free, or check out the link in the show notes and you can be part of our next challenge. Okay, here's our bonus point. You do not need the perfect setting. Here's the stat. Research shows viewers trust content more when they can see it comes from a genuine place. And I know a lot of people sometimes feel like, man, I got nowhere to film in my house, I got nowhere to film in my apartment. And it's always like making excuses. Like one day when I'm able to clean up that YouTube background or buy that stuff on Amazon, or one day when I get that garage studio built that I want, one day when my kitchen or my bedroom's cleaner. Listen, press record now. Research though, people just want to see the genuine. It's okay to film if your house is messy. If you're a parent like me, I got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, it is perpetual chaos in my house. So the application is filmed in your actual environment instead of creating the perfect backdrop that viewers see where you really work and create. Which I think ties into the theme of this first part of the 3-part series we are doing on the What We Watch 2.0 report. Which, by the way,
Yeah.
if you want to check this out, it's totally free. I'll link to
You wanna do that?
Google, aka YouTube's
Alright.
report, so you can read it for
Something in the
yourself.
morning.
And that'll be in the show notes. I'll also link to the 1K challenge if you want to register. And that'll be in the show notes
I didn't
as well.
sleep all
And
tonight.
hit
I
subscribe
wanna get
because
this
I'll be coming at
coffee.
you with more insights that you
No
can apply
coffee,
to your
just
next video
Serious.
in part
Focus.
2 on the Think Media podcast coming up soon.
Relax. Calm down.
So if you haven't seen it yet, Google and YouTube did a brand new report
I
reviewing
know, I know,
exactly
I'm
what's
still
working
listening
right
to
now
the
to get views and subscribers on YouTube. And in this video, I'm going to be covering 4 practical things you can do immediately, plus 3 big themes from this report. But I want to address the elephant in the room, and that is YouTube Google.
We're not
The
uploading
problem with YouTube
This-
settings and
yeah, just say, I'm just letting you know, I don't want this uploaded.
tested with maybe personalized data, but not big data that can be proven across multiple channels. And so
Okay, let me focus.
ครับ
ถึงตรงนั้นหรือยังลูก
ครับ
มีลูก แม่นั่งส่งให้เพื่อนๆกับญาติแล้วแม่เข้า พอที่ลูกว่าเป็นภาคไทยอ่ะที่ไออะไรนะซิดนีย์คนไทยในซิดนีย์อ่ะมันเข้าไม่ได้อ่ะลูก
ครับ
พอกดแล้ว แม่ก็เข้าคนไทยในซิดนีย์แล้วก็แอดมาร์คไทยแมนมันก็ไม่มีรูปแม่ปิ๊กก็เข้าไม่ได้แม่ปิ๊กทำ2-3 ครั้งแล้วนี่
ครับ
แล้วแม่ก็ส่งไอ้ที่แอดคิดภาษาอังกฤษเนาะภาษาอังกฤษพอแม่เข้า YouTube และแม่กดมาได้ แต่มันก็จะมีของคนอื่นด้วยแต่นี่แม่ปิ๊กเลยบอกว่าทำลิงก์ส่งได้ไหม
ครับ
แม่ก็ไม่เข้าใจว่าทำไมมันเข้าไม่ได้ลูกมันไม่ส่งให้เพื่อนแม่เป็น40-50 คนเลยอ่ะ
ครับ
นัดแจงก็เข้าไม่ได้แต่นัดแจงเขาได้นะเขาเล่นเป็นเขาเข้า YouTube ได้แล้วก็จะมีคน follow ลูกเพิ่มขึ้นหลายอยู่ลูก
ครับ